Hi, my name is Rose Sullivan, owner of Shunyata Energy Medicine. Um, and I'm a clairvoyant, an empath, a tarot reader, and a trance medium. And for the month of March, I am doing all the astrological signs, a reading to see the energies of March. If you'd like to book a reading with me after this is complete, you may check out my website, shunyatarose.com, or email me, healings@shunyatarose.com. Thank you. We will start by seeing who we're going to read next. Virgo. All right, Virgos. Start, I'm just going to close my eyes and connect with your energy, Virgo. Only Virgos that are willing and wanting to be seen will be seen. May it be with the blessing of the Supreme Being, God, Goddess, higher consciousness, that this reading benefit all Virgos, myself, all beings, all realities as they grow towards light, love, awareness, understanding, patience, and awakening. All right, this reading is for the collective Virgo, the collective Virgo, the collective Virgo. All right. So Virgo, I'm seeing for many of you, your solar plexus, your personal power center is lighting up. And I'm getting, for some of you, there is a struggle with either individuals, the structure of your life, the way things are going, and the way it affects your emotional body. There's definitely a sense of wanting to be in control of situations, and I'm getting that things are just kind of not panning out the way you want them to, and it's causing some anxiety, and there's a sense of having to let go of how you think things should go in an organizational way, or in a step-by-step way. Sometimes things don't always happen the way we expect, and it can cause anxiety and a feeling of powerlessness. But sometimes in the end, things actually end up better than we could have hoped for, or things are held up for a reason that we may not understand at the time. But when we look back, the universe will show us that things were caught up or dysfunctioning actually to teach us some sort of lesson. In Virgo, I'm seeing an image of a man walking up a mountain with a cane. And there's a sense of going into the unknown, new horizons. And I see like no people around him. It's just nature and the unknown. And there's a sense of going onto new territory, of perhaps having, maybe some of you have a new job or a new relationship or some new enterprise that you're embarking on, but there's definitely a sense of doing something you're not accustomed to and the anxiety that it causes. And it's funny because he's walking up this mountain, but I'm seeing this cane. It represents support, and I'm getting that support might be limited for some of you. I know all he has is this wooden cane. It's a very simple, small thing, and it helps him tremendously, but I'm also getting the sense that some of you are kind of having to lean on yourselves at this time. You may not have a support you once had, or you may have a relationship that has either permanently or temporarily severed from your life, that has caused some distress because there's less support than you're used to. And there's a feeling of, for some of you, it can range from anxiety to desperation as you would like to be supported up this mountain. But I'm getting that you're actually being pushed to stand on your own feet, so that you face certain certain aspects of yourself that you don't really have to face if you're leaning on someone else. So this time is actually a really big learning curve for you in the month of March. All right, Virgo. Next, I've been using the cards The Way of the Horse. It's a new deck. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of fun to see what comes out based on what I initially see. Shuffling the deck for Virgos in the month of March. 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 Virgos. Right, one card. Okay. So it's funny, as I'm shuffling this, I'm feeling like a lot of anxiety to just get it done. Like, let's just do it. Let's do it. And it's almost like making it hard to think. So my guides are telling me, for some of you out there that are feeling a lot of anxiety, to just breathe and try to sit in your body and take time. It's funny, actually. I notice when I'm hurried, I actually often make mistakes and don't do as good of a job and miss things, and things actually take longer than if I take my time. It's kind of like the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise wins the race because he's very sure of himself and does each step with surety and confidence, and, well, maybe not confidence, but it's at a pace where nothing can be overlooked. In Virgo, here I see an image of a black horse and some other friends walking in a pack amongst the leaves. Again, this reminds me of support, of being part of a group, and maybe working together, having support. Kind of looks like they're grazing and nurturing each other, or nurturing themselves together, and there's an energy of being stronger as a pack. So let's see what this actually means, because this is a new deck and I don't know what it actually means. Let's see. All right, this card is called Back to Grazing. Emotional agility, trust in the universe, letting the story go. With the sun massaging their backs and warm winds blowing through their manes, horses of different colors and temperaments graze together in quiet ecstasy. The gift. When you move through emotions like horses do, when you get the message behind the troubling feeling and change something in response, you experience greater periods of authentic peace and fulfillment. The challenge. To truly enjoy life, to see yourself and others in fresh ways, you must, sorry, I shouldn't laugh. You must be willing to let go of the stories that keep you tied to the past. So again, this reminds me of the story we tell ourselves of how things should be and how they should go, and thinking we know best all the time. But this is also kind of pointing towards being more in touch with your emotional nature. And I'm kind of getting the message for the month of March, for some of you, you're being pushed to kind of sit with emotions that are perceived as negative or dark or are easily avoided when everything is collected and together. But sometimes certain circumstances happen that cause us to actually have to feel things in a way we never would have had the situation not have happened in that particular way. So yeah, this is all about letting the mind story go and going with the flow, going with the wind, and trusting that however things end up, perhaps that's where you're supposed to be at that moment in time, even if it doesn't make sense logically. sometimes we don't see the picture until later on. So that's your way of the horse theme. Next I will do some astrological cards for you, Virgo, the month of March. Virgo, month of March. I still feel hurried by your energy. Virgo, I'm going to shuffle these cards as slowly as I need to. Slow and steady wins the race. Letting the wind move you into places you're not sure of. Perhaps places you never would have gone had you not have surrendered to the push of the universe. This is the way of the Virgo for the month of March. Right, astrological cards for Virgo, month of March. Love. Ooh. For some of you, there's a relationship that's very important to you at this time. Second house, owning. Ooh, let me get one more. One more. Okay, my guides are telling me there isn't another one. I wanted there to be, but they were like, no, that's not. So Virgo, for the month of March, what I'm seeing here is there is a significant relationship you're learning lessons with about the nature of love. And there's could be a couple things happening. You could be having your value system challenged, how you value love, how you perceive love, how you value your independence, how you value connection, all the little things of what you believe in terms of the nature of love. Another lesson that could be going on for some of you is the idea that love cannot be possessed, that holding on to it almost makes it cease to exist because we're grasping on too hard. And sometimes through letting go of people or ideas of how we should interact with people or how they should interact with us, we actually make more space for love. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty complete with that. Yeah, your heart space is really being challenged and inspired this month. That is what I'm getting for you, Virgo. The way you love yourself also is a reflection with other people. So often we can only love people as much as we love ourselves. It's like a mirror. So certain hangouts with other individuals will cause hiccups as we learn we need to love parts of ourselves we weren't necessarily conscious of. Okay, I'm gonna do some tarot for you. Tarot for you, Virgo. Virgo. There's an emotion I'm picking up on. Okay, so this energy almost reminds me of, you know how little children have this energy of love me, pick me, want me, I hope you want me. There's this like inner child energy I'm sensing with you, like a real desire to be really loved and held and seen. And there's actually maybe some insecurity underneath it for some of you. And I'm getting the message that this insecurity actually is a huge indication of where there needs to be unconditional love and acceptance for yourself. Some of you may have experienced conditional love at certain points in your life where you were not okay if you did X, Y, Z, or someone told you you were silly or fat, or, you know, if you did things a certain way that was stupid. And when we learn these things, we learn to put these same regulations and rules on ourselves of how we have to be in order to be loved. And these aren't necessarily true things. They're stories we told ourselves based on our experience. So I'm getting that this next month is a lot about changing your values of how you see yourself, and letting things be more unconditional, and releasing any programs of how you should be. Okay, Virgo. In the headspace of Virgo for the month of March. Virgo, collective Virgo. Whoa. Whoa. Jeez, Virgo. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Wow. There's a lot of this is a lot of confused energy here. Wishy-washiness. Who do you communicate with? Where do you put your roots down? Do I do this? Do I do that? Do I trust them? Do I trust this? And then there's a sense of being mindful with your tongue and what you say to people. And I'm also getting being mindful of cutting things off too soon, or coming to conclusions too soon about whether something is good or bad, right or wrong, left or right, black or white. You know, staying out of dualistic thinking is really important for the month of March. Trying to see things in colors and grays, not just black and white. I'm getting the message that things may not be as they appear this month, and to kind of take your perceptions with a grain of salt. You might regret your actions a month from now if you make any sudden decisions based on insecurities or perceptions about other people, or judgments about other people. It's really important. I'm just getting to keep a neutral mind. Anyway, heart space for Virgo. Heart space for Virgo. Eight of Cups. Tell me more. Yeah, okay. Transformation. One more card. A lot of endings happening here. Come on. One more card for numbers. There we go. All right, shoot. So what I'm seeing here is, for some of you, there are some sacred contracts with relationships, karmic contracts that are coming to a close and an end. And some of you are holding on to them and wanting them to perpetuate and go further, when actually that particular relationship is not serving you anymore. It's important to let things go that want to pass. because it's a clearing energy that actually is preparing your heart for something that actually serves you in a greater way. It's almost like, don't kick a dead horse. Don't kick something that's already walking out the door. If something's meant to be, it will come back to you, but it's better not to wait at the door for it to return, because a watched pot of water does not boil in front of you. I'll just say that. So it's time to let go. It's time to let go in your heart of all those things, of what you believe things should be, who you should love, how people should love, what love is, the language of love. For some of you, you may be like, I'm hearing he or she does this way, so he or she doesn't love me, when actually people express love in different ways, and perhaps it's not the way we want it. But everyone's not the same. And yeah, this is a month of endings for you. Endings of things that aren't serving you, though. Endings of values and belief systems that aren't serving you, people that aren't serving you, so that you can come more into our heart space of love. Okay? It's the good kind of ending, the kind that pushes you in a better direction. All right. Virgo. Last messages. Month of March. Last messages. Month of March. Okay, I'm called to... Yeah, there's another card for new beginnings. Ace of Swords. Things are going to become clear to you as time goes on. I'm feeling the urge to pull out this deck. These are little naughty cards. But sometimes it can be kind of direct. One card for Virgo. Yeah, don't hold on to things that aren't serving you. I'm just getting, some of you are just perseverating with old energy that is just like ready to go. Okay. Virgo, month of March. Virgo, month of March. Okay. Okay. So this card is telling me some of you are being a little obsessive about routines and diets and structures to kind of keep yourself in a secure space, and it's kind of time to maybe self-indulge the soul a little bit and give yourself something that you really, really would love. A good meal, a bath, something really nurturing. Rules and restrictions make us feel secure, but they don't always make us happy. You know, sometimes the inner child in us needs to play. That seems to be a theme for the readings this month. All right, one more card. Okay. All right. So this card is indicating to me that some of you really need some alone time to go inside and really address some of these feelings and values that are being brought up. Some of you may be hanging out with individuals and distracting yourself from yourself and your work that needs to be done. It's really easy to avoid emotions and shadow work by getting really busy and doing things, but sometimes overly doing keeps us from doing the work that is internal. And I'm just getting, it's really important for you to really go inside and take the time to do this work, because you may not have an opportunity in the same exact way in the future, and everything's happening for the primary reason of you going inside and working on yourself. Anyway, Virgo, this is my collective reading for you for the month of March. I hope you enjoyed. If you would like a reading with me, you can check out my website at shunyatarose.com and or send me an email, healings@shunyatarose.com. Thank you and have a lovely day.